All right, good morning guys, welcome back. I am so excited that you guys seem to be as excited as I am about this new idea for the channel, where we're gonna break off into, I make 2 videos a week. One video, we're gonna go out and we're gonna do chasing limits. We're gonna go out and we're gonna catch 5 of the biggest bass we can. We're gonna pretend that we're in a fishing tournament and we're just going to see how well we can do competing against ourselves on our previous trips. And then on the alternate side of that, every alternating video, we're gonna go out and we're gonna do hunting giants. And we're gonna go to lakes that are known to have bigger bass, lakes that sometimes are further away and you gotta wake up at 3 a.m. to drive all the way out there. Make sure you get out super early. And we're gonna throw bigger swim baits and we're gonna fish out more offshore. We're gonna do all the things that you should do to try to catch a 10-pounder. That's really the goal. But today we're doing chasing limits. And we're at a lake that I've never caught a bass at this lake before, ever. And you might be thinking, and why on earth are you here? We're here for the challenge. We're here for the challenge. It's a difficult lake for me. I've never been able to figure it out, but I think we're gonna do it today. I have a feeling that my skills as an angler coming out trying to catch 5 bass have greatly elevated in the last few months. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for the challenge. And just to note, the trip that I went out and gave me this idea, I got 74.5 inches that day. And then on my very first video coming out doing this series, I got 78.5 inches. At least I think, I don't know. I said I was gonna keep better score and well, looks like I lied to you. So we're gonna need to, I'll make that promise again. But here we go. This is a froggy looking spot. Got the Spro flapping frog. I thought I saw a lot of little blow-ups happening, so we'll see if that's true or not. Just saw a blow-up right there. We're going in with the grass blade. It's not coming off. I should have taken that grass blade off. My frog's not working. Water clarity is, it is exceptionally dirty. This is some of the dirtiest water I've seen in a long time. I think it might be the worst. No, it's not that bad. It's not great though. I was hoping to just kind of get a frog blow up right away. That would give me an idea. I was hoping to see some sort of topwater action to let me know that that was the right move. But if I was in a tournament, I wouldn't spend another second doing this. I would get moving. This series is a lot about covering water as well. For the most part, I'll try to throw lures that we're really confident in using. I will occasionally throw something, you know, we'll learn something new every once in a while, but let's see. You know what we did? Like, here's something new. I said in my last video I was going to get a jig rod set up. So we got some nice brand new 15-pound fluorocarbon on this stiffer rod, and now we can throw a swim jig on it. I think that's what I want to start with. I have never caught a bass on a swim jig. Water clarity is a bit of a surprise today. I don't think a swim jig is on the table any further. Throwing a chatterbait has kind of been my strong suit lately. It's normally what I'd want to like really get going with. Now that I have some stronger line on this rod can also be used for a moving bait. So we're going to use 2 moving baits to cover water. All right, quite the grassy lake this morning. This stuff's crazy. Pretty dirty water, holy cow. I don't see how anything but a spinnerbait would work today. And I would have assumed we would have caught something on this by now. So this is kind of giving me some information that they're either just not into the spinnerbait or they're not over here. And I have to determine which one that is. Because if they're not over here, I don't want to waste too much more time. There's a lot of other locations to fish on the lake. I think what I want to do is kind of go back over what we just fished, do it with a chatterbait. There we go. I had a feeling that the spinnerbait was the call. It's a decent fish. Nice. Sorry, I said decent. It's a scoreable fish. All right. My first bass out of this lake ever. He's starting to eat. He's becoming a fat little fish. 13 inches for fish number 1 this morning. Really? This is crazy. Spro spinnerbait. What the heck, dude? Broken after 1 cast? That ain't it. That ain't it at all. Also, I'm only like 90% sure I've never caught a bass in this lake. I feel like I haven't. I feel like every time I come here I've skunked. So I'm pretty sure that was my first bass ever on this lake. But if you go back in time and see me at this lake catching fish, then I just didn't know. There's one. Whoa, there's so many giant bass right here. There was like 4 that chased it up that were also huge. Dang. I'm glad this spinnerbait gets stuck in my net every single time. Not on the hook side. I'm not gonna have a net left by the end of the day. Not a super long fish, but he is feisty and fat. 16.5 inches. Yeah, he's starting to eat. All right, we're at 29.5 inches, you guys. And not only that, we just found a humongous school of largemouth. Let's see if they'll all keep biting. I'm assuming they will. Some of them were a lot bigger than that one. I feel like something to try would be to switch up to a different lure at this point. All right, we're gonna try the chatterbait. See if I can get another bass out of there. Oh, that was a terrible cast. All right, we're gonna try the drop shot now. See if maybe. Alright, I'll probably end up giving this spot a little bit of a rest, but we're going to throw the swim bait a little bit just because we know that there are some giants here. Alright, we're going to come back to this spot. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we made too much commotion? Is that the right call? To be fair, I would do this in a tournament. I think it's the Spro Chad Shad. If I was to guess which bait needs to be thrown, it's either that or the just go big. Should I just go big? Let's just go big. Sorry, I almost didn't go big for a second. You guys don't want to see that. It's only because I saw a 5-pounder come up. Looked like a 5-pounder. I'm just curious if there's anything I can throw. I mean, I've tried the drop shot, I tried the chatterbait, I tried more of the spinnerbait, and none of those seem to do the trick. Is it because I should throw something bigger? It's the biggest, loudest swim bait I got. All right, let's continue on with the spinnerbait. Got that spot marked for later. Always come back to it. Excited to get back to that dock. I think we just got to give it a little bit of a rest for a bit. All the bass in that whole spot just came blasting out of there. There was probably, I don't know, a few 19 inchers, maybe a 20. One of them looked pretty big. Man, there are a lot of ducks over here. I was gonna fish your guys' spot. Okay, well, if you're gonna fly away, then I will fish it. I wasn't going to. Holy cow, there's like 500 ducks over here. I just scared all of them away. All right, well, I feel bad now. That's a little too skittish though. You gotta toughen up. Try to cover water a little bit faster. We got 2 fish on the board already though. That's pretty good. That's 16 and a half. That's a solid fish for a tournament. I'd be pretty stoked if I was fishing in a tournament right now. Feels like a nice little wind-blown point. Doesn't have much cover to offer, but the structure of the lake looks good. Nice big point that stretches out right there. Let's try right there. Oh yeah. I don't think he was scoreable, so that's okay. You probably just grab the net for every fish. Oh, that was another one. Only a couple fish on this point, but they're not the size of fish I wanted. Honestly, that one might be a scoreable fish. Maybe we shouldn't be screwing around here. This is one of those classic things. This is what we in the business call an 11-inch fish. Not even, 10 and a half. They're kind of fat, so they're like tricking me. They feel stronger and bigger than they are. All right. Dang, we've only been fishing for an hour. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna start covering water just a wee bit faster. This whole side that we're on right now doesn't feel good. I don't like it. Don't like it a bit. It's a tricky thing, 'cause I don't know, what do you fish with this stuff in here? Kind of feels like a chatterbait day too, but that seems even trickier to mow through here. There we go. That's a better fish. Head shaking. Trying to get me down in the grass. Still holding me down. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Here I was just complaining about not catching fish. All I had to do was wait for a second. Nice. What are we, they're just fat. 17 and a quarter. Nice. What a nice little chonker. Back you go, bud. So it would appear that if I can find a dock that doesn't have too much grass, I find the fish. Plus 17.25. That puts us at 46.75 inches. We are set for a solid score today. Finally a good fish. That was a decent one. 17-inch fish that's a good length of a fish. And we're killing it today, guys. Seems pretty simple. Keep the spinnerbait in our hand, keep chucking it, keep finding docks that allow me to cast towards it. I think the biggest problem with this grass is that it's like 20 feet long. So like when you grab some, it goes and pulls so much with it. I did mention that my goal is to catch a 10-pounder in my series of hunting giants. Chasing limits, I already mentioned, I think in the last video, that my goal is to hit 100 inches in largemouth. That's the goal. It is quite the goal. That's a rare thing to do even in some of the southern states. That's a big ticket to pull. It's a good thing that it's going well, just because, man, when you gotta pull up grass every 5 minutes, if you're lucky, 5 minutes, that gets pretty old pretty fast. Still got 2 more fish to go and we'll have a solid bag. No matter what size we get, we'll have a solid bag I'll be happy with. decent one. Big fish. Big fish of the day right here. If I can ever get him in, holy cow. You're right, how big are you, bud? I bet 18. Oh, 17. All right, there we go, another one, 17. Back you go, bud. All right, adding 17 inches to the score. Felt like it was gonna be the biggest fish. We're at 63.75 inches. All right, there we go. That's my flipping setup. Got a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight on there. Should be able to push through anything I get stuck on. Put some crawfish stuff on there. We're sticking with pumpkin green. All right, we're taking a quick break. All right, I can't believe we're only at 2 hours and 45 minutes. We went around the entire lake. I feel like that usually takes so much longer to do. We covered water pretty quick though. Got ourselves 4 fish. Still need 1 more. And we'll have ourselves a limit. If you were approaching a dock that you'd fished earlier, that you caught a fish with a spinnerbait on, do you come back and throw the spinnerbait again? Do you throw something different? Personally, I feel like it's the drop shot. And I don't think it's the morning dawn worm. All right, here we go. Coming back to the dock. Turning the fish finder off because I do want to fish this spot for a bit. And if I do catch something, I don't want all the fish running up to my fish finder and getting freaked out. Come on, Doc. I know you got more fish. Getting nibbled by a huge fish. Oh man, this is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a huge one. Holy crap. My heart's racing. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. This might call for the tournament. That's how big this feels. Oh yeah, that's a huge fish. That's a huge fish. Come on. Holy crap. That's what I came back to this spot for. He's just another fat one. I don't know if he's going to be long enough to do anything. Holy crap. That was exciting. Dang, this is a 5-pounder, I think. Dang. 19 3/4, you guys. Look at that. Yeah, 19 3/4. That's touching. We're gonna weigh it though. I think it might be a 5. £5. Yeah. It's my first 5-pounder. Right there. Got him. So awesome. Thanks, bud. All right. Back you go. Ready? All right, let's check the scoreboard. Plus 19.75. We're at 83.5 inches. Oh, that's so awesome. Whew. All right, we freaking did it. That was awesome. Got a little to the limit. Caught the second biggest largemouth by weight that I've ever caught. Finally got my first 5-pounder. Did all with the basic stuff. We just came out here trying to catch a limit, doing the stuff we're supposed to do. Go around throwing moving baits. We tried some top water. We tried some flipping. We tried some spinner bait, chatter bait, drop shot, wacky worm. We did it all and ended up getting a giant on the freaking drop shot again, just like we did last time. Another basically the same size fish. So crazy. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. We're gonna be hunting giants in the next one. I got another lake that supposedly has 10-pounders, and we are going to get taught some new skills when we're at that lake that's gonna help us catch one. So stay tuned for that one, and thanks so much for watching, guys. See you on the next one.